This is Sports Drive.
Welcome back in Sports Drive, everybody. Joining us now, the man who does a little bit of everything, does it all, media relations for the Tournament of Champions, also TPSN, just a little bit of everything. Phil Woodall. Phil, thanks so much for taking the time and coming on the show.
Thank you. Boy, it was a crazy day. You know what La Paloma means in Spanish?
Right. I don't.
The dove.
The dove, okay.
The dove was not peaceful today to the golfers of the 29th Annual Tournament of Champions because everybody shot over par, and I'm looking back through the book. I think the last time we had all over par rounds was 2000. Don Bowen won the tournament at 2 over par in a playoff over Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
So that was the last time. I think everybody shot over par that day, although Cody Scott had a 71. I can't remember if ACC was 70 at that time. So.
Well, you talk about that, and last year, of course, they did not use this course. They used the other course at TGC last year. Is this one particularly difficult? Is this a usual day for this type of course? Is it a challenging course to that extent?
Well, my head pro, Alan Coe, notoriously, and I mean this in a good way, tries to set it up with receptive pin placements for the guys. He likes to see them shoot low scores. So that's the way it is. The greens were a little fast. We don't stimp them, although the leader, Drew Backus, said they were stimping around 15, which is super quick. I don't know. They could have been stimping around 11 to 11 and a half, maybe 12, which is still pretty quick, but maybe a little bit lower than that. It's just that sometimes we have some intricacies in the putting styles and strokes out there, and also the way they cut. You just have to be in good places to be able to do it. And so anyway, the dove struck back. It was like an old buzzard today instead of the dove. It just it got down on the guys and didn't handle it. We had a couple of 80s out there, and yesterday our leader, Wyatt Province, went from 65, tying a tournament low course record at ACC, to an 80 today, and then Clay Langford also had at 80. So, you can have a good day and then have a bad day. And sometimes those things happen, and he put it in the water twice on 16, which doesn't help. He took a quad 7. We had a couple of 8s on the final hole, Clay Langford and also Craig Reisling both had 8s. Those are not good. I will, most people call those snowmen, because an 8 looks like a snowman. I have another name for it, but we're on a family TV station, so I cannot say the other name we call it. That's a nice bad word. The one I'm thinking is really bad.
Well, you kind of said it. That was kind of the story of the day. I mean, really back-to-back days where the story of the day is Wyatt Province, one for good reasons, one for not so good reasons. And because I think going in, especially, the front 9, it looked like he was in control of the tournament. He was in a good spot. And then, of course, the struggles come. Do you feel like part of that is just, also, a little bit of the inexperience? He's never been, taking part in the Tournament of Champions. Obviously he's had quite the golf experience at Randall, a state champion at Randall, we should also say. But it feels like maybe that could have played a factor. Is that something?
Well, and a lot of times people say 80% of the game is mental between the ears. Sometimes that happens to the best of golfers. It's happened to Jack Nicklaus. It's happened to Arnold Palmer. It's happened to Tiger Woods. All the good guys have always had something that affects them a little bit physically. They all play pretty well, and I think maybe something bothered him during the round, and it led to some bad things, and those things happen. So what you do, the best part about it, he ain't out of this. We got Saturday is notoriously known as moving day on the PGA Tour. Well, it's going to be moving day on the Tournament of Champions. Drew Backus leads at even par. Carson Graywonder, Luke Kane are at 3 over par. Wyatt Province now at 4 over par. That's the last group off tomorrow morning. And then Kyle Kelting, Seth Bearden, and Craig Reisling are all at 5 over par. And then you take Welburn at 9 over, Langford at 10, and Goad at 12 over. Those guys shoot a low round tomorrow. Hey, they're maybe in it for Sunday. So that's what you got to take advantage of is everybody has come back to the pack, so that helps. Oh.
Just had a sneeze there. Turn off my mic in time. But I could feel it coming on. I was trying to stop it. No, but you kind of you mentioned it there, and I really feel like, Drew Backus, of course, he had a great day yesterday too.
Yeah,
I mean, it was overshadowed a little bit by the fact that Wyatt had a tremendous day yesterday. But today comes back, and you kind of said it there too. A +2, 2 over par. I'm sure he feels like he wishes he had some shots back. But the second best day of any of the golfers out there. Again, you mentioned it already. You've talked about how unusual that can be for this tournament, but with the conditions and the course and the days people are having, you just never know. So it feels like he has been approaching this tournament really even-keeled demeanor, and really feels like that's kind of been what's helped him kind of, be in the position he's in, which is a 3-stroke lead heading into the weekend. Would you say, I mean, you talk about people being able to maybe get back into it, but a really good position for him to be in.
It is, and he says he hates both golf courses. I swear. Well, Drew, you remember at ACC, you don't play over here much, so, that's okay if you don't like the courses. But he's a good guy. He didn't show up till 9:48 this morning, putting his shoes on for a 9:50 tee-off time. Yeah. He's a big fan of the Oklahoma Sooners. I called him Boomer Later instead of Boomer Sooner, so he liked that one. But it's going to be a fun ride. Yeah. You got the sneeze, I got the cough. Pardon me, fans. But look for stuff early on. Yeah. Wild Horse is the location tomorrow at Ross Rogers instead of Comanche Trail Arrowhead, which we normally play. So be ready for that. I think there are some low scores out there at Wild Horse, and also Sunday Mustang a little bit tougher than Wild Horse. But look for some opportunities to make some birdies. Somebody shoots a 62 or 63 tomorrow, hey, they're right back in it and maybe in the driver's seat. Even Gatlin Goad, he gets there, he brings himself back from 12 over to say he shoots 9 under par. He's 3 over. Right. He's in the hunt.
And you never know what's going to happen with the leaders, too, right? They could always come back to the pack. So we're out of time here, Phil. We appreciate you stopping by. We're going to give you a chance to rest your voice a little bit. I can see you powering through, but we appreciate it. Once again, Phil Woodall, Media Relations Tournament of Champions, TPSN catches calls with Amarillo High this year. Is the screen. There it is, back up. Phil, thanks so much as always. We'll talk to you again soon. That's it for Sports Drive. We'll see you guys next week for more. Thanks so much for watching.